Alright, Loyalty, so Team Affinity Season 2 dropped. I'm going to be telling you which are the best divisions to do first, and then later on today or tomorrow we will have a tier list of 1 through 30, which player you should go in terms of the order. But if you want to start off with the divisions first, I got you. Let's head into Diamond Dynasty. Please make sure to hit that like button and red subscribe button on this video, as it helps out the channel expand tremendously. Also turn on the channel notifications. So first place in terms of divisions for me, it's going to be the AL West. Now we're not looking at any of the flashbacks or legends because they most likely won't impact your team that greatly. We're going to be looking at these diamond choice packs. So they start off with Roy Oswalt. He's going to be a great starting pitcher on anyone's roster. I'm telling you this right now. He has a glitchy delivery, and then his pitches are all meta pitches, meaning the best pitches you can have in the game. He has that four seam, the sinker, the 12-6, slider, changeup. It's beautiful. He throws the 12-6 and the changeup at a crazy speed differential, so that's going to throw hitters off. And then the slider with that horizontal movement, it's going to be beautiful considering it's at the same pitch speed as the changeup. And then the sinker coming in at 10 miles per hour faster is going to make it that much harder to read the slider. So he is a must pick up. And then we're looking at Torii Hunter. I didn't expect this Torii Hunter card to have hitting stats this good, but I mean, he doesn't have anything above an 80, and 80 is actually his lowest, so he meets the power threshold. And then in terms of contact, great contact against both sides, great power against left-handers, 96 fielding, that's all you need for center field. 96 fielding, 92 reaction, even though I might be blocking it, and then 73 speed. He's good enough to start on anyone's roster. Not over Byron Buxton in my opinion, but definitely can compete against Byron Buxton. And if you truly wanted to, you could even place him above Byron Buxton in center field if you truly wanted to, and you were really a Torii Hunter fan. But in my opinion, Byron Buxton is still the better card, just because in terms of fielding, Byron Buxton has the speed, the arm, the accuracy, everything else that is necessary. Then we go to the Oakland Athletics. They get themselves a shortstop, and this is the Vidal Brujan of last year. It's gonna be Robert Puasan, or Puasan. I mean, he's Dominican. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Puasan or Puason. It probably is Puason. So he has great contact against both sides. The power is not there, but he's a switch hitter, and he's just going to be like Roberto Alomar in my opinion, but a whole lot better than Roberto Alomar. He has diamond everything in terms of fielding, diamond speed at a 93. This card is a must grab and slot him into second base. He is still gonna have diamond fielding at second base, so definitely a must grab. So clearly, so far, out of the 5 diamonds, they are 3 out of 3. This is where they fall off. Edgar Martinez, he plays first base, secondary of third base. If you put him at third base, he most likely drops to common fielding, and then his reaction drops out of bronze to common. His hitting attributes, they're all great except for his power versus left. I'm not sure what went on there. I thought that he was great against left-handers, but apparently the year that he won the Silver Slugger, 1997, he must have not had crazy slugging percentages against left-handers. But this is really the only card which I wouldn't advise going for instantly, but it's still a decent card. It just wouldn't make the top 5 list or the top 4 list or a must-get card list. It just doesn't make it. But Sam Huff, he does make it. So this is why this is the best division, because it got 4 out of 5 diamonds that can instantly start on your team and replace many of the diamonds unless you got the collections done. So Sam Huff, he meets the 80 threshold everywhere, has over 100 power against both sides, 91 contact against left-handers, he has 90 arm strength, and then 78 reaction with 56 speed. You're getting everything you want in a catcher. In a catcher, the only thing you care about is arm strength and reaction, and he has both of them. He has both of them, you parallel him, and the reaction is gonna turn gold. So the AL West has 4 out of 5 must get diamonds in the new Team Affinity Season 2. Then we're gonna go to the NL East. The NL East is another stacked division, and they come in at number 2. We start off with Hank Aaron. He plays center field. Who would you put at center field? Hank Aaron or Torii Hunter? Clearly Torii Hunter. So this Hank Aaron card, although he is a new legend, is not a must get. So they go 0 for 1 with the first diamond. He has great attributes all around, and his stance is actually a pretty good stance. But in terms of the hitting attributes and the fielding, Torii Hunter is just above him, especially at center field. The only thing to keep an eye out with this Hank Aaron is he can play third base for you. That is a secondary position. But then a must get starting pitcher once again. Edward Cabrera. He has a sinker, a slider, a curveball, a changeup, and then a four seam. I mean, what else could you honestly ask for? And then he has outlier on his primary pitch, meaning that sinker, it says 95, but it's gonna be coming in at 100 miles per hour, if not even faster, especially on Hall of Fame and Legend difficulties. He has great hits per 9, great Ks per 9, great walks per 9 for someone that throws that hard. I mean, this card is 100% a must get. I would even place him above Roy Oswalt, like 100% above Roy Oswalt if I had to. And then another must get card, Ronnie Mauricio from the Dominican Republic. I mean, the guy has 80 across all the boards in terms of hitting attributes, so he meets the power threshold. He's a switch hitting shortstop with 88 fielding. You get it to parallel 2, that's gonna turn to diamond fielding. He already has diamond reaction. He plays secondary of third base. I would just move him to third base. If you got a ball player at short, just move the kid over to third base. He'll still have diamond reaction, which is all you really care for when it comes to third base. His arm strength is still gonna be there, and 62 speed for a switch hitting third baseman that has pop all around. I mean, I don't know what else you can ask for, especially if you don't have Chipper Jones. So right now, they've hit 2 out of 3 in terms of must gets. And then you get yourself Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee, no money spent, a lefty, is going to be one of the best lefties. His Ks per 9 is over 100, so that means he's shrinking the PCIs. He has a sinker, a cutter, and a four seam. 3 meta fastballs, the best 3 fastballs you can get. And then in addition to that, he has a circle change and a knuckle curve. So the only unfortunate thing is that both of his 2 off-speed pitches are both vertical movements, but then the beautiful thing about it is the speed differential between the 2, and the cutter, you can classify it as a slider too, even though it's a fastball, because it has that same horizontal movement. This is another must-get card. It's the highest overall in terms of Team Affinity Season 2. So right then and there, they hit 3 out of 5 must-gets. And then we get Jackson Rutledge from the Washington Nationals. I'm not gonna lie to you all, this is a pretty disappointing card, and just like Hank Aaron, it just doesn't make the cut. So with that being said, it's 3 out of 5 must gets for the NL East. Then after that, we're gonna go to the AL Central. And if you like starting pitchers and you're lacking starting pitchers, you wanna build a team with good starting pitchers, I don't know where else to look for than the AL Central. Now, I don't think he's better than Edward Cabrera. I do think he's better than Roy Oswalt though, and he has outlier on that fastball, so it's probably going to be coming in at 103. He has 102 K per 9, so he's going to be shrinking the PCI, and then that high hit per 9 is going to help him out tremendously. The only unfortunate thing about Garrett Crochet is that he is a 3-pitch pitcher. He has a fastball, a slider, and a changeup, and all of them are going to come quick to a hitter. So if the hitter has a quick swing, you're unfortunately going to be out of luck sometimes, but nonetheless, this is an amazing card, and it is definitely a must get. That's why the AL Central ranks in at 3rd, because of Garrett and then because of Jim. Now, we know we got Lou Gehrig, we know we got a couple of other first basemen, but you will not find a better first baseman to put at first if you don't have Big Papi than Jim Thome. Like, it is impossible. The man rushes righties versus lefties. He's gonna struggle a little bit because he has 74 contact, but that 100 power against left-handers should help you out enormously when it comes to a lefty on lefty matchup. Just touch the ball and it's leaving. He also has a great swing, so that's gonna help you out a ton. I'm telling you all, another must get card. So the AL Central, it has 2 out of 5 must get cards. Then we have Isaac Paredes. Unfortunately, you know, all around, it's a decent card, 77 fielding, it's decent. It's not a must get because of the simple fact you got players like Ronnie Mauricio in the NL East, and you got Robert Puason in the AL West that can easily play third base as a secondary and give you much more value than Isaac Paredes. So right now the AL Central, they're 2 for 5. The same thing, same category is gonna fall for Johnny Damon. He is a center fielder, but that fielding is so bad that you just don't want to risk it. Byron Buxton is gonna be better, and so is Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter, even though I said that Torrey Hunter or Byron Buxton might be better than Torrey Hunter, at the end of the day, Torrey Hunter competes. Like, they're neck and neck. Don't think that Byron Buxton is blowing him out of the water or anything like that. So still 2 out of 5. And then we get Jordan for the Minnesota Twins. To me, these pitchers, they were letdowns. These future stars pitchers, especially if they don't have that sinker or a cutter or anything like that, they are letdowns because you don't want a pitcher that only throws a 4-seam. As any good hitter, it's going to be really easy to read a flat fastball coming at you. So the AL Central has 2 out of 5. And yes, if you have seen the trend, each and every single division after the, what was it? NL East, they're most likely only gonna have 2 out of 5. So we're gonna go now to the NL Central. And with the NL Central, we start off with Mark Pryor. Mark Pryor, he's gonna have a 4-seam, a slurve, a curveball, and a changeup. The arsenal is not crazy good. The Ks per 9 is what's going to make him crazy good, and it's definitely going to be one of the must-get starting pitchers, but he's not one of the top must-get starting pitchers. If out of all the starting pitchers we just named right now, he's going to be number 4, but as we continue with the divisions, he's actually going to drop out of the top 5 because he is not a top 5. But is he a must-get card? I wouldn't consider it. So 0 out of 1 starting things off. Johnny Bench, he never has had a real good swing in MLB The Show, to be completely honest with you all. Yes, he's great against left-handers, and he doesn't really have pop against right-handers. The fielding is what's really there, but it's not important for a catcher. So 0 for 2 right now. And then we have Bryce. Bryce is gonna make it 0 for 3. This card is beyond good, if you ask me. Beyond good and a solid card, beautiful card, but he plays shortstop. Your ball player is playing shortstop. The only secondary is second base, but you already got 2 diamonds that I already mentioned that will blow this card out of the water. So you're not even focused on getting him either. And then Quinn, this is going to be one of the aces that are must-gets as well. So he would kick Mark Pryor out of the top 4, bringing Mark Pryor to the 5, or even kick Mark Pryor out of the 5. I mean, he has a 4-seam, a curveball, changeup, slider, and a sinker. Only unfortunate thing is he doesn't have outlier, but his hits per 9 and Ks per 9 are both beautiful, and the pitch speeds are all beautiful. The pitch differentials on the off speeds, they're not beautiful, but they will do, especially because he has a sinker. And if you know anything about MLB The Show, you know that the sinker is the most difficult pitch to time up. And then we got Joe Torre. Joe Torre is gonna be another card that is going to be a must-get in my opinion. He doesn't have the greatest swing in the world, and it's gonna be a swing that you're gonna have to learn. But if you need someone at catcher, Joe Torre can play that. If you need someone at third, Joe Torre can play that. But again, the players above him, they're gonna be pretty good and they're gonna suffice. Now, the only reason I say Joe Torre could be considered a must-get is because of the 125 contact against both sides. He's gonna be great against right-handers. He's gonna be great against left-handers. And then with 106 vision, he's gonna be great all around when it comes to fouling pitches off and staying alive. But if I were to give you guys my honest opinion, there's only one must-get in that NL Central, and that's Quinn, out of all the ones we've mentioned. And then we go to the NL West, where it starts to get interesting once again. We start off with Brandon Webb, and this is what's going to push Mark Pryor even lower on the list. Brandon Webb has a great arsenal: sinker, curveball, changeup, cutter, 4-seam. He doesn't have a slider, but that's where the cutter comes in. You get me? And the walk per 9, the control, all of that is going to help you out tremendously with pinpoint. The 115 stamina, he's going to be a workhorse that's going to be able to throw pitches non-stop. And then we got Dante Bichette from the Colorado Rockies. Right fielder, doesn't have great fielding, but in terms of hitting, I mean, you can't ask for better hitting attributes. He's like a JD Martinez, although, so he's not must-get. Brandon Webb is must-get, although. Josiah Gray, does he have outlier? No, he doesn't have outlier, so he's not a must-get either. He goes 0 for 2, but he has a pretty good arsenal. And then this Tony Gwynn card. Now look, yes, Tony Gwynn might not have power, but when I tell you all, Tony Gwynn has one of the best swings in the game, I promise you all, this Tony Gwynn card you will see almost on each and every single top player's roster just because of the swing. The man crushes the ball. Despite not having any power, he plays above his attributes, and the 125 contact against both sides is going to be amazing. The 117 vision is going to be amazing. He plays right field, 80 fielding, that's good enough at gold. 84 arm strength is good enough as well. 78 reaction is going to be silver reaction. Parallel him up to parallel 2, and it's going to be gold reaction 2. This is a must-get card. So the NL West has 2 must-gets, and then Willie Mays, center field. Like I said, Torrey Hunter is probably the best center fielder we've seen out of this entire list. So the NL West, they're going to have 2 out of 5, and you can even put the NL West on top of the NL Central, but we have the rankings like this for now. Now, when I make the individual player by player rankings, you guys can go ahead and just tackle it like that. But when we go to the AL East, what we got here, Cal Ripken Jr., too many shortstops that can give us the same, if not better value than him. So we go 0 for 1 there. Jimmy Fox, great hitting attributes. He can play catcher, which is the most important thing that we have here. Now, I'll be completely honest with you all. Jimmy Fox has one of the best swings in the game as well, but I just don't think he's gonna make the cut considering all the catchers we got in the game as of right now. Plus, in terms of arm strength, everybody's going to be stealing on you, so you might not even want Jimmy Fox out there, to be truthful with you all. Is he a must-get card? I would say maybe, but I can't give him the 1 for 2. So we're going to go to Lou Gehrig. Now, Lou Gehrig, you compare him to Jim Thome, and you know for sure Lou Gehrig ain't beating Jim Thome. I mean, he has worse splits against left-handers, and then versus right-handers, they literally have similar contact, but Jim Thome blows him out of the water when it comes to power. The fielding and reaction doesn't really matter too much at first base, so we're not even taking that into account. Right now, they're 0 for 3. Then Shane, same thing I've said with the pitchers. Horrible pitching arsenal. And does he have outlier on his fastball? No, he does not have outlier on his fastball, so it's going to be a pretty flat fastball. And then the walks per 9 being a 69 means that he's not going to be too easy to control. And then the only must-get card out of all the cards they have is Jordan, and the only reason Jordan would even be considered a must-get is because of the simple fact that you might not want to have that switch hitter at third base, so you can put Jordan out there, or you can have both switch hitters at second and third and then put Jordan at short, since he has great hitting attributes all around. He has gold fielding, diamond arm strength, and then gold reaction, which will turn diamond at parallel 4 and 70 speed. All of that is beautiful. Now, if you have enjoyed today's content, hit that like button, red subscribe button, follow me on all my socials. If you would like to become a member of the channel, feel free to do so by pressing that join button next to that red subscribe button. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed. Turn on the channel notifications, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.